Hey, everybody, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Patrick,
And I'm Paul.
and we're Supermen, and we're also super woke, apparently. Yeah, no, look, folks, this is going to be a fun little episode because we're going to see Superman in like 24 hours and 48 hours, respectively. And the fun thing for us is, even before we've seen the film, we've seen a news story that made us both, I think, Paul, collectively look at each other and go, what the hell? And that is the idea that mentioning the fact, and I'm going to call it a fact, that the Superman character is extraterrestrial and therefore an immigrant to the planet sparked a whole super woke thing. Paul, can you make this
Yeah.
make sense? Because I can't.
No, I can't. I can't. So the news came out that Superman, a alien from outer space, is an immigrant to the American shores. When was the character made? Like in the 50s, like
Oh,
40s?
yeah, yeah. A couple of Jewish men came up with Superman years and years and years ago, and so many times in Superman's history, the fact that he is an immigrant to the planet has been part of his story and has been very well documented. Paul, little anecdote. There's a couple of people that we both know today. I mentioned this to them, and I didn't mention it in a serious way, as in very clearly. I just said, "Did you hear about the whole Superman woke issue?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" I said, they have a problem with the idea that it was mentioned that he's an immigrant. These are two people who have not watched a comic book movie in the last 20 years. They hate Marvel. They hate everything about all this. The last Superman movie they watched had Christopher Reeve in it. I promise you that. And they both went, what the hell? Superman's from Krypton. Of course he's from outer space. That's how deep into like just pop culture and the public consciousness this simple fact is. Yet, what was it like Fox News said? He should have MS-13 on his chest and it's all woke and just some really disgusting and weird stuff. I know Ben Shapiro had his cracks about it too. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with people, Paul? Superman
I
is from
don't.
outer space. Is that now a problem?
Yeah, like I think it's the I think the interesting like loss of this on people is the fact is that like when the initial creation of Superman is essentially an immigrant story. It's what the American dream is all about. It's people
Clark
coming to the
Kent.
shores, yeah, coming to the shores and integrating into the American dream and everything like that. It's essentially someone and then embodying essentially what was deemed at the time kind of the American ideals of truth, justice, and the American way.
That's it.
You know,
It's a beautiful
it seems
thing.
like yeah, and it seems like people have completely forgotten this and have in some way kind of made us like Superman has always been American. He was born American, like and it's just like no, he is the immigrant story. He is someone who came to the shores
But
looking
that's
for
America's story. He's
shelter.
America's
Yeah,
story.
yeah. This is like we're Irish, and we know this
Yeah.
better than it seems like the like certain people. Is that
Yeah.
these are the like, this is the ideology of America. Is the fact is that it's essentially you know going come to America and making something of yourself. You
From the
know,
Statue of Liberty to, the Bill of Rights. It's stunning, Paul, because this is obviously more makey uppy culture wars to try and grab onto this week's thing. Whatever's popular in that week, somebody tries to turn it into a bit of a grift and make some money off it. The reason we're talking about it is it's crossed into our sphere because we want to be talking about Superman. We wanted to be talking about, Corn Sweat and James Gunn. And the fact is, are there too many superheroes in this superhero movie? Where does it rank in the pantheon of other Superman movies or television properties? All that good nerdy stuff that we do on this channel. Hi everybody, and thank you for
yeah.
joining us. But this one kind of couldn't be looked past because at this level of culture war creation and manufacture, there are people who are watching this right now, I hope, and hello, and you're very welcome, who are of a political persuasion where they would be traditionally, let's say, on that side of the fence, that they're like, oh, I back President Trump or whatever the hell your thing might be. Everybody's business is their business as far as why they think or believe what they think. Don't do harm to anybody else. It'd be a damn good start. But after that, there's nuance to everybody. But the fact that now just our simple entertainment is being polarized and used and weaponized so quickly just to cash in on there's going to be a few days of internet talk about Superman. Let's get ourselves in there and use the word woke and see if we can get some headlines. Like, it's messed up, dude. Completely messed. Like,
Yeah.
Snow White was weird. This is off the charts odd.
Well, this is kind of like this is pushback on certain things. These are obviously that the in a charged time of like of MAGA and the right and stuff like that, kind of vilifying immigrants and stuff like that. To have a movie come out that is central to pop culture and to kind of like not even put a large amount of focus, just put the focus that is required for the story of his origins, and for the people to then suddenly go crazy about this, or like, yeah, manufactured kind of manufactured hate of
Yeah.
this is right. It's essentially people jumping on a bandwagon to make views and to spread hateful messages,
Yeah.
and it's like, which is completely contrary to what Superman is all about. You know,
Yeah.
it's just annoying and angry. Like, it should infuriate everybody. And the reason that we're talking about it is because, yeah, it crosses over into our fame because there's people who are protesting and boycotting the film simply based on this, which affects the business. So
Yeah.
that's essentially the core reason why we're talking about it, which allows us to also go, you're a bunch of idiots. He doesn't know anything with Superman, doesn't know anything about the history of the damn, like, character, and have decided that heard their idiot YouTuber, like, right wing, says, they're really focusing on the immigrant side of this, and you're just like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm sorry, but what the hell does that mean to the story?
Okay.
It's
Well,
always been known that he's an immigrant.
and can we, like, let's call the
Sorry,
elephant out
sorry.
in the room here. The word immigrant should not be. It's a word. All right. It should not be politicized to the level that it is. Everybody who's watched this channel for more than 2 minutes knows I'm a big liberal softy lefty, all that stuff. And yeah, accuse me of being woke or tell me I'm a DEI something or whatever your flavor of being weird is, you do you. But I've always also been very open to the idea that I'm not going to criticize anybody who thinks differently to me till I hear them out. Because, like, that's why the channel's called what it is. Don't jump to assumptions. Don't get yourself entrenched. Don't start throwing rocks from either side just because you have a strong feeling that somebody might be disagreeing with you. Because that's just the first sign of stupidity. But the second sign of stupidity is buying it when other people create these manufactured, culture war items like this. The idea that Superman, and I'm specifically picking Superman the character here because Superman's not my main interest. We've covered that before. I like Superman, but not my favorite comic or superhero or any of that stuff. I have plenty of issues with him being too overpowered and too pure and all the rest of that stuff. But I love the fact that Superman has the complexity of being three people at once because he's Kal-El. He's the guy that came from Krypton. He's Clark Kent. He's that, farm bred kid. And then he's Superman, the alter ego that he has to take on to be the costumed hero in the traditional parlance. But I think he's more complex than that, than a lot of other superheroes, specifically in that regard. But to take the fact that he is technically an immigrant to the planet and be annoyed about it in America has the ultimate irony for me, because you've already pointed out that he's an embodiment of the American dream almost. I heard, I think it was Ship Hero or one of the people said, "Oh, they're trying to take Superman away from America." It's like, no, quite literally, they're not. Like, this isn't being set somewhere else. Then there's no denial that Clark Kent is from Iowa, right? Iowa, Smallville's Iowa, I think.
Yeah, Kansas.
Or Kansas, sorry. I like it is a traditional American farm boy story in that respect. I'm a bit more interested in not the people who will boycott the movie. I'm more interested in the people that will continue this conversation on beyond Superman, who will go and watch the movie and then start looking for things that they can then go, yeah, I liked it, but then I didn't like that they were kind of pushing this in my face. and it'll be because of this preconditioning of there there's someone out to get you. Any of our right leaning friends out there that are watching this, please chime into the comments down below. I'd love to see your perspective on the craziness of the idea that Superman's woke just because of the fact that immigrant is a status. But after you see the movie, I'd love to know if there was any agenda filling feeling in your head or for any of your friends or anybody in your community. Because I'm not going to get to see it up close. I hate to say it, most of my friends are all just, work shy liberals, whatever we are. Lazy, isn't it? Are we lazy? That's our thing now.
Uh,
No bootstraps, Paul. No bootstraps. We don't even have them to
yeah,
pull up on.
yeah. It's just it's a yeah. I'd be interested in seeing what they say about afterwards because like yeah, it definitely feels like this is just an absolute like um it's a weird thing to focus on.
Yeah.
It's essentially just another targeted thing. It's yeah. I'd be interested in hearing well, after people watch the movie to be just like, yeah, do you believe that they pushed an agenda on you? And if they did, then like, is the agenda anything other than be kind to one another, spread the value of hope, and
Yeah.
like help each other out and stuff like that? Like, I'd be interested in people just like, yeah, they really kind of pushed this on me. And it's like,
Yeah.
why,
Be as good as you
I'm
can for the simple motivation that good is the best you can be. Like it is the least partisan thing in the world. Paul, we've like let's give the other side of this. There was a time back in the Iron Man days where I had some my lefty liberal friends. We all go to meetings, by the way. Anybody who's worried out there, yeah, it's just like the McCarthy era. We're all hiding under train stations. I'm joking, obviously. But people going, oh, Iron Man, it's all just so capitalistic or blah 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 blah. And how could you have a hero who's so whatever? And it's like, well, you're familiar with the term hero's journey, like showing something, and we've talked about this before, where a war film is involved, and people will get confused by the idea of the depiction of evil is supporting evil. It's like, no, if evil has existed and does exist, depicting it is not sponsoring, supporting, or promoting it. It is literally telling it as part of your story, as something that people can recognize, or in the historical context, has happened. So Tony Stark was a rich billionaire, idiot in so many ways, but he was more than that. Superman came from another planet, but he's more than that. If you forget his immigrant status and consider Superman the character and the stories that are told through the unique idea of having a superhero like him, then you can get a lot of story, you can get a lot of learning, you can get a lot of hope and inspiration. And honestly, Paul, I really hope this movie's good. I don't know if it is, but if I come out with a feeling of hope and I'm inspired, then James Gunn will have done all that I think we need to have somebody do with Superman today.
yeah, I agree. I think that Superman is a beacon of hope and strength and kindness and the way that people should be. He has always been a beacon of being the better person kind of thing.
Hmm.
So if any of that comes out in this movie, I think it's already going to be a success. I'm really excited about
And
it.
some
Just I
cool
can't
flying
wait.
stuff.
Yeah,
Like let's do as Nathan Fillion says. Let's all just have a hug and enjoy the movie or whatever. Like lighten up, folks. Like there, I'm kind of cool. Like I want to see the Fortress of Solitude. I want to see some flying. I want to see some of the comic book aspects of Superman. But I also would love it if it is a hopeful story, as you've just beautifully said, that's what he represents. So, Paul, what do you think the next film people are going to be able to make this out of? Because I could not have seen this coming. If you had given me $1,000 and said, come up with the weird thing that they're going to be against Superman for, and when I say they, I mean anybody,
yeah.
this wouldn't have made it into my top 50.
They're gonna somehow make because there's quite a lot coming out this month. They're gonna
Mm.
make another thing about Fantastic Four. I bet you somehow. If I know they've already complained about the Silver Surfer being a woman. So like
Gender swapping, as they say, when they don't know
yeah,
that more than one character has ever been depicted as the Silver Surfer.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of funny to me.
So like I'm interested to see what else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a couple of things that are coming out this month specifically, which I feel like a lot of people are gonna like. Fantastic Four is definitely one of them that I think is going to be one of the bigger kind of things. But I know that there's a couple of others. Oh, I bet you Naked Gun is going to have something.
Oh god, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of put out through those couple of things. So
Well,
I'll be interested in seeing.
Sue Storm is 1/4 of the Fantastic Four, and last time I checked, I think she's depicted as a woman. So I know there's going to be at least one channel going, well, there you go. You see, she's just too powerful and blah, 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 blah. And they just made another. And, you know, that you just always have to expect that coming because there couldn't possibly be a woman in a story most of the time. So there'll be that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll come up with some other fantastically silly Fantastic Four problems. Anybody out there who wants to have a crack at it, love to see that in the comments below. What's the next manufactured bullcrap? By left or right, center, up or down, whatever. It doesn't matter who you think's going to come up with it. But what sort of weird perversion just for clicks in the grift do you think are going to come out for future movies? Maybe particularly in the short term, the next few that are coming out.
Yeah, because I was trying to think, but yeah, I can't see anything else except for Fantastic Four because Old Guard's already out,
Yeah.
and Jurassic Park's already out. So, and I
Paul,
haven't
are we
heard
doing a
anything else
video on
from
Old Guard too? I don't
Oh,
think
we
so.
definitely are.
Oh, we are?
I
Okay.
think we should.
Then I
We
won't
did
say
one
anything.
before, so.
Let's not talk in front of others. Hey, everybody, we're going to do a video on Old Guard 2 next. Yeah, folks, this has been a different one, but we're just trying out different things on the channel since there's a small enough group of you that are giving us your time. We do love you for it. I want to say thank you very much for everybody who gives us the time to watch. Know that you're our friends, even if we don't know you. And also, if you disagree with us completely, understand that if we all sat down in a room together, we may find common ground. And we still may not agree on everything. And that's okay. Because the world is supposed to be full of different people everywhere. That's what's called tolerance. It can include you too. Yay. So, Paul, anything you want to say to the people out there who are going to go that we're super woke libtards or whatever the words are?
I think I've already said enough about their,
Okay.
the people that they watch. So,
Yeah. All right. Well,
you're a better person with your with the possible tolerance. I'm just like, go fuck yourself.
well, yeah, I have those feelings about the people who hurt others in any way. Yeah. So, folks, join us next time when we're possibly defending the fact that people of rocks are being depicted by Thing in Fantastic Four, and that
I can't believe they made him from Boston.
the mining and quarry industries will be up in arms. I'm sure.
Oh, he's from Brooklyn.
Oh well, yeah. There you go.
Probably.
He's from Brooklyn.
Probably Brooklyn and Boston.
Yeah. Be careful which borough. The other four will be onto us. All right, folks. Let us know what you think's ridiculous in the comments down below. And with that said, like, subscribe, share. Because I've been Patrick,
and I've been Paul,
and we've been here aside. I'm doing my little flying fist. Woo. Thank you for doing it with me. Now we're both just like driving cars slowly. All right. See you, everybody. Bye bye.
See you later, guys.